Hi everyone, we're Team Golf. I'm Josh, and we were responsible for developing Project Darknet. So our client is writing a play focused on online security and privacy. And the ultimate aim of this is to demonstrate just how exposed your online information is in this age of transparency. So a good way to do this, he thought, would be to directly involve the audience by freaking them out and showing them their own personal data during the performance. So our job in doing this was to develop a system that can gather this data, and also to develop a system that, once we have this data, can manipulate it into a format that we can present during the show. It's important to note that the play was actually being written whilst we were developing the software, which meant that we had to take an agile approach. We saw fit to make our system modular, so that as requirements changed, which they did, we were able to make small alterations to our components without disrupting the rest of the system. We also realized that in the future, it's very possible that new methods of extracting data will come about, and also we'll be able to find new ways to present the data during the show. So we've made it very easy to add extra components onto our system. And finally, we've decided to automate as much of it as possible so that a non-technical user can still operate our software. Farah will now talk more in detail about our actual system.
So in deciding to implement this, we have built a kind of base prototype system that our client can build upon later as his play kind of develops. It includes a backend which can collect data from Spectrix, which is the ticket booking system that our client gets, which kind of tells us who the audience is. And then we have implemented functionality to get data from Facebook for that audience, and as well as a limited amount of Twitter data. We also have decided to go for two pretty simple presentation methods of a simple picture wall and a PDF report, which you guys can see in a moment. Sorry. Our backend and our front end are connected via a form management system, which basically takes the inputted data from the backend and then stores it in the database in the correct types of tables, as well as retrieving that data for the kind of presentation effects. In order for our user to interact with this system easily, we have created some user interfaces. The first one allows them to collect the data, so you can enter the audience via the ticket booking system or enter it manually if you know somebody's going to show up to your performance. And then you can subsequently collect the data from sources such as Facebook. Then we have a separate user interface for the presentation of effects. We like to call it our effects DJ. And it will allow you to select a certain audience, and then you select the types of effects. So for us, that's a picture wall effect and a report effect. The first effect that we have is here. It's a picture wall effect. It basically has all of the photos that we can gather on the audience at any one time, and the idea would be that it would kind of be projected all around the room in the theater, and you could kind of spot yourself and feel hacked in that way if you weren't expecting to see a photo of you in tonight's presentation of Macbeth or something. And the second effect would be a report, which has all of the data that we have on people in our system. And as we hopefully have achieved here, it kind of shocks you that we can find information on people that you may or may not know in a presentation like this. Thank you.